Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmaids.com, and thank you so much for joining me for another Stampin' Up! Tutorial. Today's project is so beautiful. I think you guys are going to really enjoy this project, and it features the Dragonfly Dreams bundle. This is from the Occasions catalog, and it is just a gorgeous, gorgeous set of framelits as well as the stamp set. It is absolutely gorgeous, and you definitely want the bundle. It is a must if you don't have it. And the great thing about purchasing a bundle is that you have coordinating framelits that will cut out the different images in the stamp set. Plus you get a discount when you buy them together. So you actually save 10% by buying the stamp set and the framelits as one. So this bundle is available in my online Stampin' Up! Store, which I will have linked just below this video in the description notes. So here is today's absolutely gorgeous card. I love how this card turned out. I love the color combination. It's so simple, clean, but it's just beautiful, and I think you guys are going to enjoy creating it. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start by doing a watercolor wash on this piece of watercolor paper by Stampin' Up! And this is just a 3-inch piece of scrap. I think it's 3 inches by 5 inches. Nope, 3 inches by 6 inches. So I'm going to bring in some Soft Sky ink and some Watermelon Wonder ink. I'm going to start with my Soft Sky, and I'm just going to squeeze gently. And then when I open up my ink pad, I've got some ink right here on the lid. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for my Watermelon Wonder. Okay, there we go. So this is what I love about Stampin' Up's ink pads. Well, I love so many things about them, but one really cool thing is that you can do this, and you basically have a palette for your ink using the lid. So I'm going to bring in my aqua painters. These are by Stampin' Up! And you have two different sizes. You've got a small tip and a large brush tip. I'm actually using both. I want to pick up more of the Soft Sky color, so I'm going to use the large tip, and then I want less of the Watermelon Wonder, so I'm using the small tip for that one. Okay, so I've got a tissue that I'm just going to set off to the side here to clean my brush, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. So with your aqua painter, I've already gone ahead and put water in, but all you have to do is twist the cap off of the barrel, fill it up with tap water, and twist it back on, and you're ready to go. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and get in here with this ink, start picking it up, and I'm just going to start spreading this Soft Sky across my watercolor paper. And I just want a light wash of that Soft Sky. And I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more ink in here. Okay, that should be good. And I'm not squeezing out any extra water. I'm just picking up the color and spreading it around, not squeezing any water out. It's just kind of coming out on its own. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Soft Sky is a really light color, so this is about as dark as it's going to get, but I think that looks pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and close up my Soft Sky. Okay, I'm going to take that tissue and just kind of dab this just a little bit to get some of that water off the top, and then we'll move into the Watermelon Wonder. Alright, so I'm ready to pick up that Watermelon Wonder. Now I don't want the Watermelon Wonder to overpower too much the Soft Sky, so I'm just going to be kind of gentle with how much I pick up. I think that should be enough, and then I'm just going to lightly start to kind of sweep it in here. I don't want to take over the whole piece. I just want to add a little pop of that Watermelon Wonder throughout. All right, so the wash on this piece of watercolor paper is finished. I went ahead and heated it with my heat tool just to dry it a little bit faster, but look at how gorgeous that wash looks. The colors just look so beautiful once they really set in and sink into this paper. It's just gorgeous. So now we are going to take the little bundle of dragonflies and we're gonna run this through the Big Shot and cut this out. All right, so I've got my Big Shot here. I'm gonna put my Big Shot platform down. Then I've got my thin die adapter on top. I'm gonna put one cutting plate. And then I have kind of gotten my little dragonflies where I want them because I want to get a little bit of the Watermelon Wonder, but then I want to make sure I get some of this nice soft sky in there as well. So I think this is kind of how I want to position them on my watercolor paper. And I'm just going to lay that down, put another cutting plate on top, and then we will just run this through the Big Shot. All right, I've got my Big Shot die brush in one of our large wood mount cases. I've got my foam pad in here, and I'm just going to go ahead and run my die brush over this image, and it'll pop out all of those little pieces, and then your dragonflies come out perfectly. Isn't that beautiful? There's just a couple little pieces right in here that it looks like I missed with my die brush, but that's okay. I can just pop those out. I mean, they just pop right out, no problem. Beautiful. Okay, so next I've got a piece of Tip Top Taupe cardstock. This is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and we're gonna stamp the little spotted image from the Dragonfly Dreams stamp set. We're gonna do that in Tip Top Taupe. I'm also gonna bring in some scratch paper, and I'm just gonna take that image, ink it up, stamp it off, and then I'm going to stamp it down here at the bottom of my cardstock, just like that. Ink it up, stamp it off, and then again I will just stamp it right here at the bottom, just like that. And now I'm going to turn it, rotate it around, and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so we can set this layer aside, leave out the Tip Top Taupe, and I'm going to bring in this piece of Soft Sky. This is cut at 1 inch by 3 1/4 inches, and we are going to stamp the sentiment, "Thanks for the smile and everything else," in Tip Top Taupe right on this Soft Sky piece. Okay, just lining this up. I'll just stamp that right in the center, full strength, right about here. Okay, just like that. Okay, so now I've got some washi from the Urban Underground suite in the Occasions catalog, and I'm just going to add this towards the lower center part of the card. So let's see, about this much. So I'm just going to tear it and then just add it on right about here, I guess. Yeah, right about there is good. Just add that on, perfect. And now I'm gonna take our little dragonflies, and I want these to actually stretch a little bit further on the card because I wanna put the sentiment right about here, but that's gonna cover up most of the dragonflies, and I don't like that. So what I'm gonna do is take my scissors, and I'm actually just going to snip right here and separate the top 3 dragonflies from the bottom 2, just like that. And then I'm going to push these up a little bit higher and then bring these down a little bit lower. And if I position everything correctly, you'll never be able to tell that those have been cut. So let's see. Then I'll put my sentiment right about there, bring this down a little bit more, just like that, and then you won't be able to tell that those have been cut. Okay, just like that. All right, so let's go ahead and start adding these on. So I'm just gonna take the bottom two and some fine tip glue, and I'm just gonna put some glue right here on the larger part of each dragonfly. And then I'll just add them on. Let's see, right about there, press and hold. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take the other three, add some fine tip glue there, and then we'll just position those right behind the sentiment, right about there. And press and hold. Okay, so the dragonflies are adhered down, and isn't that just such a cool trick that you can kind of give them a little bit of length and no one will ever know? So now what I'm going to do is take some of our very vanilla thick baker's twine, and I'm just going to wrap this around this first layer. About this much should be good. I'm just going to wrap it around this first layer, kind of right here, like so. Okay, there we go. And then I'm just gonna tie a little bow with some more of that baker's twine, just a small little bow. Okay, I think that looks good, and I'm gonna add that bow right about there with a glue dot. Okay, and I've just added that bow down with a glue dot, just like that, and I'll trim the tails in a little bit. I want to get the rest of the card put together first. So I'm going to go ahead and add some dimensionals to the back of the sentiment, and I'm just going to do 3. I think 3 should be good. There we go. Okay. And we'll just pop that right behind that bow and on top of the ribbon and washi, or the twine and the washi right there. That looks perfect. Love it. So now I'm going to go ahead and trim down these ends, and I think I want them to go right about here. So I've got my dimensionals, and I'm just going to go ahead and add these on the back of this layer. And for this size layer, I like to do 9. You could do less. I like to do 9. So I'm going to add this layer onto the front of some Tip Top Taupe cardstock. This is cut at 11 inches by 4 1/4, and I have scored it at 5 1/2 inches. So it makes a vertical folding card. I love to make vertical folding cards. I just think they're fun. I'm going to go ahead and take the backings off of my dimensionals, and we will add this layer onto the front of our card. All right, so that finishes up this card. I absolutely love how this card turned out. I think it's just beautiful. The dragonflies are gorgeous. I love that watercolor wash on there. It just looks so beautiful. And just all the elements come together so nicely on this card. So let me just bring in our original, and here we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. I had so much fun creating this card with you. Remember, if you'd like to purchase any of the supplies that you saw me use today, just head on over to today's coordinating blog post. I have them all listed out over there, as well as all of the measurements, and you can find the link to today's blog post just below this video in the description notes. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you again real soon. Bye now.